Boy, if that isn't one of the greatest things about living around anywhere around the Chesapeake Bay, is a big tray of food like that. And it is time this weekend for the Maryland Seafood Festival once again. This is a great time every year around Labor Day. People get together. John Schneider's with us to talk about what's going on this weekend, and Dr. Don Lear about the bay that gives us all of this great stuff. John, what is it people will find if they go to Sandy Point this weekend? Friday, Saturday, and Sunday?
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Hopefully they'll find the sun shining very brightly on the bay, and they'll find a lot of delicious Maryland seafood and a full weekend of entertainment that we have provided for the people that will be there.
Who puts this on now every year? Is this a state thing or the seafood commercial people? Who puts this on?
Well, this started out this is our 20th anniversary,
right.
And it started out as the Maryland Clam Festival, and it was put on by the state as a way of introducing the soft-shell clam to the consumer. And over the years, it's grown, and they moved it out of Annapolis out to Sandy Point State Park, where it's become an event that's put on by the Annapolis Chamber of Commerce. And all the groups that are there preparing the seafood are nonprofit, church and civic and charitable organizations, volunteer fire departments, and so forth. And they benefit from the money spent. It's a fundraiser for them, and they plow that money back into the community in a way of public service projects.
On the outside chance that there are people who may not recognize these things just by eye, if we can get a shot back of this wonderful platter, let's just make sure everybody knows what these things are here, because they'll probably see them over the weekend down at the seafood.
Tons and tons of seafood.
All right, in the center, made by your wife. Can I touch the food yet? Is it all right? I can now? All right, I was told not to touch the food before because we need it for somebody. This is a crab cake.
Absolutely.
Your wife's own recipe?
Well, yes, my wife's own recipe.
And the oysters there?
Yes, my wife didn't make those. Those were provided by the Chesapeake Bay, along with the clams off to the left of the oysters, and the mussels directly in front of you.
And shrimp.
And shrimp.
And shrimp. Okay, Dr. Don Lear, there have been people who say that there are some endangered species on here. People not very happy about what's happening with the oyster beds and everything else. How's the bay doing?
Well, the bay hasn't turned around yet. We think we know why, and the measures are there, but it's going to take a good 10 years to turn it around. Mostly the plants are the things that went first, like 10 years, 12 years ago. And the finfish seem to be suffering. We've lost our shad, we've lost our yellow perch, we've lost white perch, lost striped bass and things like that. We still have oysters, and they're good. And when you say the bay is dying, you don't have to worry about seafood. Anything that comes out of the bay is very carefully monitored and everything, and anything in the markets
to eat, it's all safe.
Perfectly safe.
Especially my favorites down here. They're alive.
They're not safe in their present
They're not
state.
Safe. Can we get a hold of one of those rascals here and put them out here? Yeah, there we go. All right. Gee whiz. Now, this is one of our panorama producers right here. No, it's not actually. This is one of the blue crabs.
Yeah, that's the blue crab.
Which they've probably pulled out where? Would they pull that out on the Annapolis side or over around St. Michael's?
Oh, they're all over right now. There's a pretty good run. In fact, they're down to like $12 a bushel, which is a good sign.
For the big ones. This is a nice.
That's a nice Jimmy. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a Jimmy crab's a male crab. You can tell he has a pointy apron on the bottom.
Well, that's a nice one. Can we get kind of instructional about that if I don't get eaten by this thing? All right. This is a Jimmy. Where are we here?
That's a male. Yeah.
All right. That's the male because they got the zipper on the bottom.
Yeah. Yep. With the Washington Monument there, and the female looks just like the Capitol building.
One tastes better than another?
Jimmies are generally a little bit fatter. You don't have to work quite so hard to get it to the amount of crab meat.
Okay, Maryland Seafood Festival this year is going to be bigger than ever. Why?
Well, for the 20th annual, we wanted to put on a big show. We're expecting upwards of 50,000 people to come out to Sandy Point, which, for those of you who aren't familiar with where that is, it's very simple. I'm sure they're familiar with Ocean City. Yep. Well, this is the last exit before you get to the Bay Bridge.
And you take a left.
And you take...
Just before you get to the toll booths.
Take a right.
You take a right to get to Sandy Point?
It's on this side.
Right.
And, we have a large amount of entertainment planned. We have the ink spots that are going to be there Saturday afternoon from 4:30 to 6. So for all the nostalgia of people that would be interested, that's going to be a special treat. We also have Bill Harrell and the Virginians performing on Sunday, along with a whole slate of entertainment that takes the range from new wave all the way to cloggers. So we try to vary the entertainment to conform to everyone's taste.
If people want to find out exactly what's going on at a given moment down at the Seafood Festival so you can plan when you want to get your family down there, we're going to put the number up that you can call. In Maryland, 268-7682. and they can give you the rundown on who's playing when, and does it cost money to get into this?
Yes, admission is $4 for adults. Children under 14 are admitted free when accompanied by an adult. And I might mention also that tomorrow, the opening day of the festival, is Senior Citizens Day, and all senior citizens will be admitted free.
Great, great. We've got only about a minute left. Dr. Don, we want to ask you, since this is not just a chance to celebrate the Bay, it's a reminder of how much we have to do to keep it in shape. Is there anything more that individual citizens can do to protect this greatest natural resource that we have in the area here?
Well, the best thing possible is for the citizens to be informed, and one of the best ways is just be there and appreciate it. Right at Sandy Point, you have one of the best possible vistas on the bay. It's one of the narrowest points. You got that Bay Bridge right there. You got the Sandy Point Light and the Baltimore Light right in front of you, and the big ships going up with the containers on them,
Right.
sailboats around. You just can't beat that vista.
And when your awareness of the Bay comes up, your eagerness to take care of it is all the greater.
Very much
And
so.
your familiarity with these rascals. Okay,
Grab 'em by the
Will,
pedals.
grab 'em by the pedals.
Paddles, yeah. you got
Paddles.
it. There you got it.
All right. We'll be Maryland Seafood Festival this weekend. Don't miss it. Meet new friends. And we'll be back with more panoramas straight ahead as we'll be up and away. John, thank you. Don, thanks a lot.